everybody. Was that different?
It's like a punch to the face. My
Usually it's
whole
like,
body
what's going on, everybody? And that was, what's going on, everybody?
Yeah, the what was shorter.
Anyways, welcome to the Viall Files, Ask Nick edition. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in again. Welcome. We have a great episode for you today. We have a great week lined up for you. We might have other surprise guests. We have also Erica Priscilla and her husband Scott, friends I've made, that Natalie and I made at Coachella. Well, a delightful, hilarious couple. You might know Erica from TikTok and her, but like she's a TikTok star. But also just like good people and really funny. And she'll, I promise you'll want to listen to it. I promise. We have an update for you.
Yeah, we do. If you listen to our office hours, our new segment called Texting Office Hours, we spoke with a girl. Her name was Kendall. She had been texting this guy, and the last thing that she had said to him was nice, right? I just said nice. Yeah,
well,
dead in the water.
We did this. We premiered Texting Office Hours last week on our Going Deeper episode with Mary from Selling Sunset. If you haven't listened to that, check that out. Like Ask Nick, like this, but like a mediation, but also different. People call in specifically with a text thread conversation that they are stuck. They know how to respond. And in this situation, it was like a dating situation that had started. It was some movement. It slowed down.
Kendall had asked him, basically she wanted to get together that night, but instead of saying, let's get together tonight, she just said, what are you doing this evening? He responded with what he was doing, which was not hanging out with her. And she had just said, nice.
And which I have found recently that it seems to be a theme for people who like to be chased, whoever they are.
He's avoiding eye contact. He's avoiding eye contact with me.
No. Maybe there's some men who like to be chased, but
no, there absolutely are.
100%.
Whoever you are, if you like to be chased, it seems like a common theme is to try to get your person to chase you, which
by just doing these
kind of passive aggressive cryptic things,
like shoplifting, being like, come and get me.
Yeah. And like technically you're chasing, you're just being really indirect and confusing to both to yourself and the person you're chasing. So ultimately, what did we
Kendall let us know that she followed Nick's advice. After no dates and little communication, I texted him straightforward about FaceTiming or planning a date this week, and he responded, of course, and we can plan to do both.
That's simple.
So now she has FaceTime and a date. I'm going on a date this evening. Nick, you're 2 for 2.
I'm 2 for 2 with this.
Yeah.
On both situations, you guys were ready to walk away.
Yeah. I thought I would never talk to my dude ever again. And here we are. I was sending very similar texts. They were just like...
If you're excited about someone, it's okay to chase.
I think it's hard for women, though, because we've always been trained not to be like desperate or clingy.
Well, there's a difference between chasing and... I think we need to change the stigma around what it means to chase. Do you guys see men as desperate when they're chasing you?
No. Society. The patriarchy.
No, as long as
that's always
there's definitely like a desperate way to chase. But
sure,
there's ways to chase that are desperate. To your point,
I mean, you can look,
but
like
typically
as a guy, there's a time where
effort.
you're just like, hey, buddy, you got your answer.
Yeah,
take it easy.
But we've all heard the stories about like he asked me 15 times before I said yes, and now we're in love. Like Ashley Iaconetti chased Jared for years.
They have a kid.
Sometimes you have to fight for what you believe in. And again, we are constantly trying to change so many things about dating. We're trying to change gender roles. We're trying to hold both genders in dating more accountable.
We're trying to navigate online dating, which has like absolutely revolutionized the world of dating.
Yeah, we're participating in hookup culture. We're sex positive. All these things are much different than years ago. But yet we still want to go about dating using the same playbook. And that playbook being like, well, I don't know. I want to be chased. I should get chased. I don't want to seem too desperate by like saying, how about a date?
No, I also think there's like this big misconception that I think part of the appeal to being chased is that there's like, you get this, I personally get this like false sense of power where I'm like, they're the one who's asking me questions. I can choose how long I want to like wait to respond. And it's like, that's not actually power. Power is like being in a place where like you don't need like BS text communication to validate like your discomfort. Like the power is in being like, I know what I want. I know what I'm looking for. And if this person fulfills it, great, that's awesome. But I don't know whether they will yet. And then
Exactly.
but like the false version is you're like, oh, but they're texting me, so I have all the control. And it's like, but do you have control of your own emotions?
Not at all. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like not looking desperate is not giving away your power. Like Natalie, if anyone chased anyone, Natalie chased me. We wouldn't be together if she didn't believe in that, the fact that she thought we would work out, that we would be compatible, that we would be a good match. I dragged my feet for whatever reason, and she fought for it. And I'm very grateful that she did. And at no point did she ever like lose her power. Did she never looked desperate, and she never like felt desperate, because she was always in control. She always put out what she wanted, and when she didn't get the answer she didn't want, she accepted it and just responded either by, dating other people or just distancing herself or just accepting my answer and then not like trying to like keep talking about something that we already agreed on in that moment. Like she just tabled it for a time being.
Yeah. And to your point, like I think when people are considering whether or not to chase or like are reluctant to chase, they're like only thinking about what it would feel like to get rejected after chasing and not thinking about how gratifying it would feel to know that you like took a little bit of a risk or what felt like a risk, put yourself out of your comfort zone and like showed up for something that ended up being like a beautiful element of your life. Like that's such a, like, I think that's such empowering knowledge to know that you stuck with something, even though it was like maybe challenging for your ego at times. But like all I think about is I'm like, I'm going to feel like an idiot like when they reject me.
Yeah, well, there is a chapter in this book called Don't Text Your Ex Happy Birthday, which I wrote.
My ex did call. He was like, you didn't reach out for my birthday. And I was like, sorry, my boss's book is called Don't Text Your Ex Happy Birthday.
Amazing. And there's, I say, there's a chapter called Rejection isn't failure, it's clarity. Which that's how I believe in it. Like, think of all the times people listening or out there, or Allie in that moment, how powerless you felt, wondering if you were being rejected, not knowing if you were rejected, wondering if they wanted to go out with you, not being entirely sure. That's like, this is torture.
Well, and the irony too is we talked about this on another episode. I left the first date being excited, but then also monitoring that and being like, God, I can't get too ahead of myself. And so then I was sending all these like cryptic short texts. And I remember my biggest fear was coming across like I didn't have the power. And I remember showing all the texts to my friend's boyfriend and he was like, no, you for sure, you have the power. And I'm like, yeah, but we weren't getting to a second date because I was like, you nailed it.
Go to bed.
True. Bye.
Wednesday or Thursday.
You
just randomly text them out of nowhere. Wednesday or Thursday.
It was an hour after our other conversation.
Your success will be there tomorrow.
Shut up. That was a deleted text.
My parents are coming to town. Very exciting.
What a transition.
Sorry. No, I just had I had a little
Amanda's
update.
done with this conversation.
No, I'm sorry. Do we have more to say?
No,
I just thought you were going to move on. I didn't want to like.
No, this is great. It's great.
No, okay. My parents are coming to town, and I was like, I'm not going to like fucking ask my new boyfriend to meet them. Like that feels like very high key and a lot. And then yesterday for his birthday when we were hanging out, like I made a joke about something about my parents coming to town, and then I was like, oh fuck, I'm worried that that's gonna come off as like passive aggressive when like I genuinely like don't. But he just like expressed like some like very mild, genuine interest in meeting my parents.
Yeah, I don't get why meeting
like
someone's
fine.
parents is like.
I think
why we put it on this pedestal.
I think because of like, I just think that's like a different level with people. Like
doesn't have to
I feel
be.
like it's like
Yeah,
it's a,
I
like
agree
a
with
much more no, but like
it's like they're in town.
But you're you know how you're like intentional about like if you have a child and you're dating, like you're intentional about when you introduce partners to that child. I think it's like a much more watered down version of that. But it's like you're getting the family involved. Like I don't want my like.
Well, I guess it really depends on the type of parents.
Mm-hmm.
I've never felt that way because my parents are just not judgmental people.
Your parents are lovely.
Maybe it's the point even when I was 18 or 19, my parents just were like, hey, you're an adult.
No, my parents are like arguably too non-judgmental.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like the fear of being like, oh, this is like a societal milestone. Like even if it can be very easygoing and chill, and it's like my parents aren't gonna make a big deal about it. He clearly is like, I don't know.
I mean, it sounds like you did a great job where he just like mentioned that they were there and he expressed an interest.
Well, he'd like mentioned it before, and I'd been like, I'd always framed it as like you don't have to, which I realized after the fact because like I really appreciate the way he communicated around it because it wasn't like a why won't you or like a, I don't want to. He just like expressed some like really genuine interest, and I was like, wait, do you want to meet my parents? And he was like, yeah, I would love to. That sounds great. Like I like meeting parents. Like it was very like easygoing. It was not as big as I thought it would be. And then I like today I was like, if his parents were coming to town and he didn't want to introduce me to them, I think I would feel a tiny bit like, you don't think I'm good enough to meet your parent?
Well,
you
that's
know?
the thing. I just don't get why whoever we are, like makes it a milestone. I just
put in the comments. Do you think meeting the parents is a milestone? Because I'm curious what other people think.
I think most people treat it like it is. And like, yeah, you're gonna get your parents' opinion, whether like they're judgmental or not. Like, oh, he's nice or he's not nice. You know, if they are judgmental, I get how that could be a challenge.
A much more intentional
know.
decision.
But like, I think more people, it's less on the parents. It's like we decide. Oh, well, they met my parents. Like your relationship doesn't, like you in Bar Guy, it doesn't change.
Yeah, but it does feel more vulnerable because like I like really love my parents, and I just feel like it's like I access like a whole different side of myself when I'm with them. Like I think when you see my parents and my relationship, like it's a very like.
So you're afraid how he's gonna see you around your parents?
No, I think it's just like an added level of vulnerability because it's like that is like the center of my heart is like my relationship with my parents like is something that is like so in terms of like me being myself or being like this very, very authentic, unfiltered version of myself. Like I think I very much access that with my parents. So it's like just the intimacy of showing someone that. Not that it's like a big deal.
I think it can be a nice moment, right? Because I think when you see someone with family, you see a side of them, and that can be like, you can be very endearing. But I'm just saying it doesn't like people treat it as like this mild, like once you cross that threshold, it's like you have different expectations. That's what I don't think you should do. I don't think expectations of where the relationship is or where it's going needs to change just because you happen to like run into someone's parents or you like their parents are in town and you meet them. Like I see it as an opportunity only, an opportunity to like to meet their parents, to see how they are with family and see how that like, that's cool. But it's just like, I feel like a lot of people, and I could be wrong, I feel like a lot of people are like, well, if you meet my parents, then what does that mean about where we are? Like, a lot of people call me like, and they met my parents. Just so you know, they met my parents. It's like, okay, great. You can still break up tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I would also argue you show everyone does this, like different sides of yourself, no matter who you're around, different levels of friendship, your roommate versus friends, family versus friends. Like, again, even my friend and her boyfriend the other weekend had never seen my friend act as like crazy as she was because I was around. And she's like, well, this just happens when I'm with Allie. But like, that's a different facet of her.
The biggest compliment I've ever gotten was
yeah.
when my friend's boyfriend said, and this friend, she works in politics. She's just one of the most like morally upright, like competent, like international debate champion. And her boyfriend was like, I have never seen her be more inappropriate than when I went out to dinner with you. And I was like, yes, I bring it out of her.
That is, yes, people bring things out of us.
It's just a different facet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so
wouldn't you rather him see that now than
no? Now I'm like excited about it.
Depends.
Now I think I'm excited. Well, I'm also like
how crazy it is.
It's like I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm also trying to like suss the vibe with like my like what kind of mood my parents are in.
I mean, also like
sometimes my mom
families
is very
are
unfiltered.
Families are weird. They have a way of like wanting, like some families like feel like the need to be like, we're gonna make fun of you now. Like it's like great.
I feel like my parents would just like get really intense about progressive politics, or like one time my mom.
Why?
Like they love talking about politics, and we don't fight about it. We agree loudly.
Sure.
Like one time like someone was coming, like a plumber was coming to fix something, and the guy was like, "Oh, like can you like check out this form XYZ?" And my mom went, "I'm useless unless you want your uterus removed."
She's a doctor.
You need to go to my husband.
Doesn't know.
Yeah, this is not. It's
She
not a
just
hobby.
has like a hobby. Little thing on the side.
She'll say stuff like that where it's like, I think when you meet my mom, you're like, oh, I understand why Amanda is the way she is in certain ways. And so I'm also like curious to be like, what kind of mood is Karen in this trip?
Your mom's name is Karen?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Bar guy's gonna sit down with them and be like, so do you as well go home in the middle of the night? Do you hit the road at 2?
Oh my God. I feel like he's gonna be so charming. He's very charming already with like people in general.
Amanda's in love.
Amanda's not in love. Amanda started dating someone a month ago.
Is the piece of plastic in your wallet doing enough for you? Because with the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card, you can start building credit with everyday purchases and one-time payments. You see, the Credit Builder members can increase their credit history with no annual fees or interest. And having a good credit score can mean getting better car loan rates or renting apartments easier or just bragging rights around the dinner table. So continue your credit journey with Chime. Sign up takes only 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/VIALL. That's chime.com/VIALL.
The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by Stride Bank NA, pursuant to a license from Visa USA, Chime checking account, and $200 qualifying direct deposit required to apply for the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. Regular on-time payment history can have a positive impact on your credit score. Impact to score may vary, and some users' score may not improve.
No more dad shorts at the gym. Being a father is a great thing, but there's no reason to have to look like a dad when you're out at the gym. And it's not just dads who are looking sloppy at the gym. I often, before I got 10,000 athletic gear, I would look like an absolute slob. And your boyfriends and just the guys out there, we could use your help. And so help the people you love, the men in your life, with 10,000 athletic gear. I have a nice pair of shorts with leggings. They have pockets in them so I can put my phone and run in it. They wick away moisture. They're great fabric and they're stylish. They have the 7-inch interval short and they're versatile shirt. The versatile shirt is a perfect workout shirt, lightweight, breathable, and durable. Their interval short has tons of features like silver ion for odor protection, no bounce pockets, love those, breathable and lightweight shell fabric, and an optional liner that is very comfortable and prevents chafing. Perfect for all types of workouts like Olympic lifting, boxing, yoga, running, walking. I mean, I use it for, I cross-train, and I use my 10,000 for everything I do. Free shipping and returns and a lifetime guarantee. They have been team tested on over 200 athletes. So get your 10,000 right now. 10,000 is offering our listeners 50% off your purchase. Go to 10,000.cc/VIALL to receive 15% off your purchase. That is 10,000.cc/VIALL. If you're listening to this Monday morning, right now, in a few hours, we're going to be doing our office hours. Again, we record a lot of our episodes on Mondays. So if you're currently in a situation in which you don't know how to respond, maybe you like someone and you don't know how it's going, like your situation like Allie was, maybe you're in a fight with someone and you just need help drafting that next message, and you think it's a really important moment in this text thread, email us at asknickatcastme.com, cast with a K. We'll help you out. You call in a few hours. It'll be a lot of fun.
Put office hours in the subject line.
Yeah, there you go. Let's get to our callers.
Question time with Nick. Let's ask Nick your sexy questions.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's your name?
My name is Sarah. I'm 26.
How can I help, Sarah?
So I wrote in because I need advice on whether I should confront someone in my family to kind of stand up for myself. They've been talking about me behind my back. So for context, I'm in 2 weddings this summer.
You should
I should confront.
Well, you should be able to stand up for yourself. Yeah.
I know.
Anyways, go ahead. Give us some context.
Yeah. So
watch me
context,
change my mind. Like, oh well, fuck no.
I know you're gonna be like, you're wrong. So I'm in 2 weddings this summer. They're on the same weekend, but different days. So the first wedding is one of my best friends from college. It's out of town. It's like a 2-hour flight. And then the second wedding is back home Saturday. So Friday and Saturday, I'm planning on taking the earliest flight in, whatever. So my family, so the cousin that's getting married, he's 27, he's male, I'm 26. My family, there's a lot of cousins all around the same age. And we all got pretty close, like once everyone could start drinking and going out together. So when we were 21. And my cousins all are pretty close in the sense that they're main social circle is each other, whereas I have branched out a little bit, but that's for context on my cousin's wedding party being mostly family. Okay, so they got engaged in October of 2020. And then in December of 2020, my cousin and I had kind of like a blowout fight argument. And then we didn't talk for 4 months. It was a fight about money. So we take this cousin trip every year. It's like 15 people. If there's significant others, it's 20 people. And I had a significant other at the time. I Venmoed my cousin. I said, okay, he's probably going to go, but he might not get off work. So I'm just letting you know, if he can't get off work, then the price is going to go up for everyone. It was like a $30 difference. And he said, okay. And so that's exactly what ended up happening. My ex bailed. And so then I asked for my money back. And then they didn't really acknowledge it. No one really acknowledged me asking for my money back. So then
it was $30 for everyone else, but it was like what, $500-$600 for you?
It was only like $300 for me. Yeah.
I should have been able to do that math. Shit.
I know. I was like trying to be like,
what's 10 times 30? Oh, 300. I forgot you said 10. All right. So they didn't acknowledge it.
They didn't acknowledge it. And then like 3 days into the trip, we had all been drinking all day. My cousin, the one that's getting married, comes and confronts me. And he says that the group doesn't feel comfortable paying me back. And that if this was a trip that I booked through Expedia, then I wouldn't get my money back on such short notice.
Oh, I see. They're adopting the same policies as a travel agency. The fuck?
So then obviously, like I said, I was drunk and I responded, okay, well, you're not Expedia, you're my family. And besides the point, I told you ahead of time that this might be the case. And so then it just turned into this like big blowout argument. And essentially the reason it was, I reacted pretty reactively.
Okay.
I was just like, I got defensive. And also this argument was like the boiling point of years of this trip kind of resentment that I had built up, because they are all so close. So when we go on this trip, we're like the odd ones out, my siblings and I. And to me, it's intentional. Like, to me, they intentionally exclude us from things on these trips, even though we come with them. So all of this came out in this fight, and I called them selfish. And I said that I'm not coming on any of these trips again, which I know it's very dramatic, but it was said.
Yeah.
And so then I know he held on to that, because we tried to talk things out a few hours after the fight, which was dumb, but he said he doesn't owe me an apology.
They held their ground, and everyone dishing up $30, which is essentially like 2 drinks at a tiki bar on vacation.
Oh, they held their ground, and then the girlfriends tried to mediate, and they said, we'll give you back half. So $15 a person. They said,
where do they come up with this number?
They just said, like, well, we're not comfortable paying you back that full amount, but we'll pay you back half of what each of us owes. It was at that point, I think.
Why aren't they comfortable about it? This doesn't make.
I know.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The price was determined by taking the total cost of the trip divided by the number of people going.
Yep.
And at the time in which you paid, your ex was a part of that.
Yep.
And then you set this up for an expectation he might not be going. He didn't go, and therefore the number of people going changed, which changed the overall cost of everyone who was going.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
They were just like, well, you told us too late. We're not paying you back. And
I mean, this is honestly fucking wild, because we're talking about $15.
I know. And this side of my family likes to flaunt money. Like, they like to throw their money in your face. But then when it comes to something like this,
they have money too.
They're not like insanely rich,
but
yes,
they have money.
They have money. They have money.
This is not
they go
like,
on trips
listen,
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you recognize that maybe while drinking you reacted poorly in a time like. Yeah. So like when you're like, oh, should I confront people? Of course, you should always stand up for yourself. It's the how and the when that matters, and that people often get wrong.
Right. And that's what happened for sure. And this trip was right after another trip that they had just gone on without us. But they did the same thing to another cousin who got COVID, and they wouldn't pay her back for like a trip to Mexico.
Are you serious?
Like, yeah.
So stop hanging out with these people.
I have. It's my family though too. So
fucking cousins, man. I don't know. The fact that you're close with your cousins, I think, is more. And I love my cousins. I actually literally had dinner with my cousin and his wife. We had him over for dinner. Great. But like,
yeah. Well, that's why I said, like, I have my social circles, but they are all very close socially. So, yeah.
Yeah, and also like they're not being reasonable. I don't know what's like this doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's a really strange family dynamic in my family. It's like political. Like there's these 3 siblings, like my parents, like siblings, that are just like a clique. And then if anyone else comes in, they have to be like the odd one out. It's like an in-group and an out-group. So it's so strange.
So then who are you debating, confronting?
So
because honestly, maybe I might have changed my answer. It might not be worth your time.
I know. Well, there's more.
Okay.
So I had this fight with him that was December 2020, and then we didn't talk.
You had this one
for
fight
months.
with a particular cousin. Why? Because you're the closest with him? Like, why this one cousin?
Oh, because he was sent to talk for the group.
Okay.
He was sent as like,
Gotcha.
to tell me that no one wants to pay me back. And but so then like 4 months later
buy
in April, I think like half the group was okay with it. The other half wasn't.
Peloton. Hey, Peloton is doing great things in the fitness space, not just exercising bikes. I don't know if you guys know that listening. They have all sorts of different workouts. So maybe you have their equipment, and maybe you don't have all their equipment. Peloton has some of the best instructors with the coolest classes, and the best part is it's live. You can compete with other people. It's interactive. It's like joining a gym with members across the world. Compete with your friends. Peloton is also stepping into the ring with its newest discipline, no gloves needed. Discover a fast, furious, and fun workout with Peloton instructors in your corner. I'll tell you what, boxing is a heck of a workout. Stay motivated while having fun with your bike workouts, yoga, meditation, dance, cardio, and more. Work out to the music of a single artist for an entire class, from your favorite hits to the deep cuts. From pop to rock to hip-hop to EDM, there are over 100 different artist series to choose from. Find your favorite music and turn your next workout into a concert. Peloton has a workout for every day and every schedule. De-stress from a long day with 30 minutes of strength or 20 minutes of cardio. Do a quick 15 minutes of total body class before work. Stay motivated while having fun with all sorts of workouts. Visit onepeloton.com to learn more. That's ONEPELOTON.com. Hey, blenders, eyewear, hey, sunglasses. What can we say? If you're like me, you lose them. If you're like Amanda, you lose them. Well, not everyone is responsible like Allie. And they are affordable. And they look good.
They have so many options. So I did so much research about what would look best on my face shape. And I get so self-conscious about sunglasses. I really do not wear them consistently. Blenders is the first one I've ever worn. I was hungover at the diner on Sunday in my blenders, and I felt like less of a garbage human being.
They have all different types of glasses and styles, from orange polarized wraparounds, tortoise shells that I have with purple lenses, the classic gold arms on black lenses. They also have protection glasses. They have fashion frames, or, if you want to call them blue light readers, sure. And they also have a snow collection with goggles. So if you're a snowboarder or a skier, Blenders has got you covered. To score 15% off your Blenders purchase, visit blenderseyewear.com and enter promo code VIALLVIP. Don't forget that VIP. That's VIALLVIP. Blenderseyewear.com, code VIALLVIP for 15% off. Blenders, rocked with pride worldwide.
4 months go by, April of 2021. I texted him and I apologized because I was just over like the random, just like the.
What did you apologize for?
I think I said, hey, I'm sorry for the way I handled the situation on the trip. Looking back, I could have handled it better. I hope we can move past it.
Okay.
So essentially just apologizing for being so reactive. Not really apologizing.
Which is good to apologize because you could have done it better. Unfortunately, he probably just took it as you conceding that you were wrong about the whole thing.
Yeah, he responded and he said, yeah, I've been meaning to reach out and I also could have handled things better. Hindsight is 2020, whatever. And then I thought we were fine. I thought, okay, water under the bridge.
Why?
But
how are you fine? You still didn't get paid back, and you didn't think that, and you thought you should.
Yeah, but so 4 months had gone by. They paid me back the $15 each, so they paid me back half, and then my ex just sent me the remaining half. So because he was like, okay, well, you're not going to lose out on this money, so he lost out on the money. So I got my money back. But
so your ex paid for half a trip you didn't go on. Okay. I
know, it's so stupid.
The fact that your ex was willing to do that as
he
your
knew,
ex.
he understood the dynamic. Like,
But like, I mean, I'm not trying to be like, oh, what an amazing ex, get back together. But like, it just speaks to how insane your family's being.
yeah,
That your ex-boyfriend, who's your ex and no longer in your life for whatever reason, you guys decided to move on,
yep.
was willing to pay for half of a trip that he didn't go on because people who were on the trip couldn't nut up for $15 more each and decided to fight with family about it. Fucking absurd.
Yeah. Absurd. I agree. Yeah. So I was like, it's just, I'm still in the wedding. I just want to get this behind us.
Whose wedding?
And the cousin that I had the fight with.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So his fiance asked me to be a bridesmaid because like their bridal party is all family. And so then April was the apology. And then all summer long, he likes to host. He continued to invite everyone in our family except for me to things. So I was like, okay, you're not over it. Whatever. And then I found out the wedding's on the same weekend. I texted his fiance. I told her we figured out a plan. I'm getting a flight back. It's all good. And then this past week, so like a year ago, I told her that the weddings are the same weekend. This past week, my mom was hanging out with other people in our family. And she said that my cousin's mom has been talking shit about me. And she said that it's super irresponsible of me to say yes to being in both weddings. And that I'm only thinking of myself. And
Wait, they don't think you should go to your friend's wedding?
Mm-hmm.
I'm over this family. Like,
I know.
This is just a personal thing on me. I might be everyone's different for everyone's family dynamic, but like my ride or dies are my siblings and my parents. And like, I'm joking. I mean, I love all my siblings and I love my family, but even the siblings I don't like are my priority. Like I go out of my way to make them a priority because they're my family.
Yep.
And cousins, like I'll do my best. But like, whatever. My friends, honestly, I don't like my cousin who came for dinner last night. He's got friends who are way more important to him and in his life than me, and that's just that family dynamic. And your cousins want to have this like family dynamic where family comes first, even it's cousins. Even if we treat them like shitty fucking people, even if we treat them worse than their exes treat them.
Yeah.
So, fuck them. I don't know. Like. You're not wrong. You want my opinion? You're not wrong. So, like, go to your friend's wedding, be the bigger person, and go to the wedding so you don't make drama out of their wedding. They ask you to be in the wedding. If they want you in the wedding, you be in the wedding. You do it. You shut your mouth, and it's like their day, and you do their thing because it's not your day. It's their wedding. And you do whatever you can to avoid any drama, and you just don't engage in drama. And when the wedding's done, you're fucking done with this fucking catty little club and clique and who's supposed to, like, Aunt Betty doesn't get to tell you who you get to prioritize in your life. And she doesn't get to tell you that a friend's less or more important than your cousin who, by the way, can't pay you the money that they owe you and then gets catty about it. Like, fuck them. I don't know.
Yeah. So I guess you're saying just I don't think.
Yeah, I did change my mind. I don't think it's a waste of your time to have this conversation before the wedding with these people. Yeah. I think you would be responding to he said, she said type of stuff and drama, and then like, oh, I didn't say that, I didn't say it like that, and blah, blah, blah. It's just it's going to create more drama by you confronting and bringing it up before the wedding.
Okay.
And then somehow you'll be blamed for it. It sounds like based on this how this family works.
Spot on.
So I would just pretend you didn't hear it. Okay. And after the wedding, if you feel so compelled to try to rectify this relationship, then that's up to you.
Yeah.
There's a strong case to be made about like you're never going to win with these people. So you just reevaluate how much you want them to be a part of your life, and you just accept who they are, and you accept how they like treat their inner circle, and you accept that like, listen, they don't really want me to be as close with them. They want me to do what they want. It's like, I don't know, because this is how they've decided, but I don't feel like I am treated as an equal, and I don't feel like I have an even say, and that's what relationships are, regardless of my cousins, my siblings, my whatever. And like, as far as them being family, I'll show up. Because that's what family does. And I have I have siblings that we don't all see eye to eye, but we love each other and we show up and we tell each other we love each other and we give each other a hug and we're there. But like, we're not the most important people in each other's lives. I don't know all my siblings' darkest secrets. You know, we're not dating every trip together, and that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. You hit the nail on the head with like about everything. And I think that's why it was such a big deal when I did say something about the money, it's because no one really stands up for themselves. It's just whatever one person says goes, and no one sets any boundaries, essentially. And that's what I felt like I was doing. I was setting a boundary. You can't walk all over me. So yeah.
And so, honestly, they're kind of being bullies.
Yeah, that's exactly how it feels. And
bullies often don't feel like they're bullies because they feel right. And people often bully each other and defend their actions out of righteousness.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I won't say anything. I will just show up and
that's what I would do.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying that's the healthiest or the smartest. I do think it probably that's what I would do.
Yeah. But I was always planning on going to both, but I just considered maybe flipping it on my aunt and just being like, hey, I hear you're worried about me coming. Here's what I'm doing to ease your mind. Here's my plan. But
do you really think are you doing it to actually be productive?
No,
okay,
just
then
being
don't do it. You're just doing it to be petty.
Yeah.
Don't match their energy. Don't commit the crime of which you feel like you're the victim of.
Okay. Yeah.
That's not, that just brings you to their level. Don't match their energy.
Okay.
So just be the bigger person, set a boundary for yourself, decide whether it's productive to bring it up before or after. We've agreed that's probably not productive to bring it up before. Show up. Don't give them anything to talk shit about. Bite your tongue.
Yeah.
And you can just kind of consciously decide to be like, I'm kind of done investing in this family dynamic, because until they stop being petty and passive aggressive and talking behind my back, and they make a priority and reach out and say, hey, we really hate how this has gone, and we'd love to sit down with you. And you say, okay, I'm open to having a conversation. And in a non going out, drinks involved situation, and you don't have other people who aren't involved teaming up against you, maybe it's a one-on-one, and if, you just say, this is how I feel. And it's not about you telling them they're wrong. You're just saying, this is how I feel. And at the end of the day, if you feel differently, I am willing to respect that and agree to disagree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I am not, what I'm not willing to do is have you tell me how I should think and feel about a situation. And I'm not okay with you telling me who I should prioritize in my life. And quite honestly, I do think it's fucking nuts that my ex-boyfriend paid half of a trip that he didn't even go on because you guys couldn't nut up for $15 more.
I agree with everything you said. And I'm going to do just that. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. I'll show up to both, stay out of everyone's way. And I think it is pretty clear now that I have a boundary drawn with them. I haven't really heard from them much other than cordial things here and there. So, and I'm okay with that. That doesn't bother me really at all.
Yeah, family's weird, man.
So weird. Yeah.
Family's
and we're from the Midwest too, so yeah.
Family loves fucking that fucking drama.
They love the drama. And this it's funny because the same level that I'm at with my cousins just go up one generation, and they did the same thing to my parents. It's just a weird bully.
It's weird. I was actually talking about this with my cousin yesterday. You realize when you get older, obviously your parents are human.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're younger, it's my mom and dad are always right. And then you know that TikTok audio, that viral TikTok where it's is it me? Am I the drama? Do you realize that sometimes you remember back in the situation, be like, was my mom the drama? My parents the drama? Or was it my aunt? And it was always because we both our aunts are and they love, and there's all just a lot of love, but you just realize as adults, our parents are human.
Yep,
they can be petty, and they can get involved, and they can get worked up, and the Midwest lifestyle of, marry young in your 20s, have a bunch of kids. We need stimulation, and sometimes we seek it out via drama. And family is a great source of drama.
For sure. I used to think when I was younger and this was happening between my parents and aunts, I was like, God, mom and dad, why can't you just fit in? Why can't you just be normal and like them? And now I'm like, they were probably doing the same thing, distancing themselves and drawing a boundary because they were not about to be steamrolled.
There is no obligation to invest in people just because they're family, even if they are shitty.
Yeah.
You just feel I just need a break from these people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. That is,
all right.
I'm happy that was your response.
Well, enjoy the friend's wedding. Have fun.
Thank you.
And try to enjoy. And do yourself a favor and just let it go when you're at your cousin's wedding. Don't spend the whole day being angry about the situation. Just try to let it go.
Okay.
Know
Yeah.
that
And
you have decided to set this boundary, and you're not trying to be right. You're no longer there to have them like admit that they're wrong. You're not expecting them to admit you're wrong, which is why you're going to distance yourself. You're not cutting them off. You're just saying this is different.
yeah. And we've already had some interactions that were like at arm's length where it's just been kind of like, okay, that's in the past. And neither one of us are going to go out of our way to talk to each other, but we're like fine. So
Great. There you go.
we'll keep it that way. Okay.
Fine is a pretty good place to be with family sometimes.
I agree. Words to live by.
Yeah. All right. Best of luck.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
I'm curious. I would love an update about how that wedding goes.
Okay. It's in June, so I'll update in a few months.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
How's it going?
Hi, good. My name's Anna, and I'm 20 years old.
Hi, Anna. How can we help?
So I don't have a specific situation to give you, but I was hoping for some advice, so I can give you some background information. So I'm in college, and I have pretty much no experience in dating. Went through high school, not a ton of interest from guys. And I kind of got on the dating apps like right after high school. I went on a few dates and, it's been okay. I've been in like a few failed talking stages. Just for reference, I'm in my second year, almost done with my second year. And so I just had like overall like some advice about being more confident with like a lack of experience in college, and also like navigating hookup culture when you're not necessarily like participating in it.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if you had any words of wisdom.
Well, I think, as it relates to like hookup culture, obviously it's all over, but I don't like have the studies in front of me, but I remember reading something that there's a lot of people who don't want to participate in hookup culture. Like the fact that you might not be into participating in hookup culture, you're not on an island. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And even though it might feel like that at times, there are plenty of people who want to take things slow, who want to maybe do, if you want to call it more conservative or traditional dating in terms of like getting to know someone, taking the physical element out of relationships. And I think that's the same for both men and women. Like I don't think it's just only women want to avoid hookup culture and all men do. I think that's the perception, but it's not really the reality, even though you might see it a lot. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but it can be found. So I think that's something to keep in mind. I think the biggest thing is just take it easy on yourself. I think when it comes to love and dating, we decide that we want to start dating, and we see some of our friends have, boyfriends or girlfriends, and, when you're in love, you're in love. It doesn't matter if you're 16 or 22, you get really excited and you prioritize that person, and your excitement, it's hard not to talk about even to your friends, and you talk about all your plans you have with your significant other. And if you're one of the people who hasn't been dating, like yourself, and you hear it from friends, you see your friends, it feels like you're falling behind.
Definitely.
And I think you just kind of have to remind yourself that you're not. I mean, especially nowadays, is that people are meeting their life partners later in life. You're only 20, right? Some people are lucky enough to find their person at 20. Most people these days, they're not doing that, right? So I think just reminding yourself that there's no reason to put added pressure on yourself or get anxious. I think just keep doing what you're doing, really, and try not to get all that discouraged. I mean, everyone, if you listen to this show, or I'm sure your friends who are more actively dating they're going to have their stories about their frustrations when it comes to dating. I mean, it's one of those things like if you are lucky enough to find someone you really like early in life, you get that first serious boyfriend and girlfriend, you kind of avoid all that in like 18, 19, 20, while everyone else is kind of like going through it. You're just like, oh no, dating, like love is fun because I got my person. And they may end up together, but there's also a good chance that they go through a really heartbreaking breakup around 22, 23, and they'll feel like they're starting over, all while you're kind of like getting into the swing of things when it comes to dating. I think the biggest thing is to not try to put pressure on yourself or, put yourself in uncomfortable or even unsafe situations because you want to just, oh, I want to go on a date. I want to do this thing. And just, I don't know, just you're on the dating apps. Are you on just one, two? Are you just on?
No, I'm on 2.
Okay.
And I've been on a few dates from them. And, they're kind of like a hit or miss a lot of the times, especially on college campuses.
Yeah. And do you feel like it's a mix of you liking them and in terms of like the ones that haven't worked out, do you feel like it's a mix of, in some situations, you like them, but maybe they don't like you, and then other situations you like them, or and vice versa, or it's just like you just haven't found that kind of mutual interest?
I was actually gonna ask about that as well, because more recently there was something that was kind of the longest I've ever like been sort of talking to somebody kind of casually. And it kind of, because like again, I don't think I've like ever truly liked somebody. So this was the first time that like it was kind of like we went out like 5 times and had been talking pretty consistently. And I just realized that like I did not like him and like I wasn't that attracted to him. And I kind of felt like disappointed in myself and sort of like, upset that I
Why?
couldn't like, I don't know. I feel like maybe I like set too high of expectations from the beginning, but it was just like this guy that, is, cute, and like he had met my roommates and like they liked him, and like he was everything I think that I'd like been looking for in a guy. And then I was just like why
what?
doesn't it feel right? Like, I don't know.
To be honest, what you're describing, I feel like is a very mature approach to dating.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people your age, and I know I was no different. You meet someone, your friends like them, you're like, yeah, they fit, and fuck it, let's be boyfriend and girlfriend. Why not? I'd like to have a boyfriend, and you seem nice, and you check all these boxes, and then you end up like building some kind of connection. You date them for a year or two, and maybe like grow to like care and love about them, only to realize like there's something more for me, or you know what I'm saying? And it seems like you're qualifying these people faster in a good way, and you're taking the time to qualify them, right? So that you find out faster that maybe they're not your person. Does that make sense?
Right.
Because other people will just be like, I like you. You seem good enough. Let's date. And then they will make them boyfriend and girlfriend and date for like a year and a half or something like that. So I don't think you should be too hard on yourself. I don't think you can be too picky at age 20.
Well, that's my worry, is that I am.
Well, you described one guy you went on 5 dates with that was nice, but you just didn't, you weren't feeling it. Obviously, I'm sure you've heard us talk about like things like the spark or things like that, but
right.
I mean, you're only 20, you're just getting started figuring out, you're only 20, and it sounds like you weren't that active as a dater in your late teens. Right? So like, you don't know what you don't know. And so you're curious, you just like, it's okay to be selfish at this point in your life. It's okay to play the field, so to speak, and just be like, I don't know, he seemed nice. I want to keep meeting other people. At age 20, you can easily go on a few dates and circle back for 6 months to this guy and see if there's an interest. He might have moved on, he might date someone else, but this is a great time for you to meet as many types of men and personalities as possible. Like, what are your personal hopes and goals for yourself? You're in college?
Yeah. I mean, I'm traveling this summer, and
Amazing.
That's something that, I've been really excited about.
Career-wise, what are you interested in?
Yeah, I'm going into marketing, so and hopefully international business. So
great.
Yeah.
Honestly, a boyfriend is gonna come complicate those things often.
Yeah.
If you were to, like,
Yeah.
if you, let's say you got off the phone with me today, you got on the dating app, you matched with this guy, and he took your breath away. You're like, I'm in love. Yeah, I'd be happy for you. You would be excited. You'd be like, I finally found it. You know, at
Yeah.
20 years old, acting like it's like you've been, you know, waiting your whole life. But then you would hang out and you would be so excited. You want to spend all your time with them. And then all of a sudden you'd think a little bit less about international travel. And what if he didn't have those same passions as yours? And then you know, couples, because relationships take sacrifice, you start negotiating about like, well, you know, maybe I don't really need to do that. Like, I love spending time with you. And you chase your personal dreams a little bit less. And there's a time for that, but I don't know if 20
Right.
is the time. So I think all I'm really trying to say is these are all the reasons why to just take the pressure off yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Stay on the dating apps, keep dating. If someone knocks you off your feet, then that's a good problem to have. Then you can start saying, hey, you can reevaluate your priorities. You can start, I like this guy and I don't want to leave him for a summer if I travel and live in Europe, and maybe you do decide to give that up, but that's fine if you decide to give that up. But it will be something you will have to like reconcile, and that will be a quote unquote problem, but it will be a problem because you're in love, you know, and one of those good problems to have. But in the meantime, just be thankful that you have this ability, you have these personal dreams that you want to accomplish, you have things you want to shoot for, you have things you're passionate about, and dating for you is a filler. It's something to do on the side, you know? It's like something to keep you busy when you don't have, when you have your other stuff done. That's how, if I were you, that's how I would look at it. That's how I looked at it more when I wish I looked at it more that way when I was 20.
Right. And I think I'm trying to change my mindset that way. Like, it's good to hear, because it's just hard because like you hear so much and it's like that's the environment that you're in. Like when
part of it
with
too
everyone
is
else.
it's hard to have people, you know, people always, like, I'm sure you get this a lot too in college. People asking you, so what do you want to do and things like that, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, at age 20, more people don't know what they want to do.
Right.
And at 20, your goals might change. But the fact that you have some specific goals and things that you want to do, I wouldn't take that for granted. You know, it's hard for people to have. So quite honestly, people in their 20s sometimes just want to have a boyfriend or girlfriend because, well, I know I want to be in love someday. I know I want to find love. I know I want to get married. I know I want to have kids. And I'm not sure what I want to do career-wise. I haven't figured that out yet. So, well, I know I want to date, so I want to date. You know what I'm saying? Like, so maybe some of your peers' success in dating is the fact that they haven't figured out what they want to do personally for themselves. So they're prioritizing dating and putting more pressure on themselves. And maybe they are, unlike you, maybe that guy they went on five dates with, they're just like, I don't know, fuck it. I know women and friends who currently have boyfriends with guys. They're like, I don't want to marry them, but like, I just like having a boyfriend. And that's fine. It's fine to do. I personally think it's a waste of time, but they like the comfort of having that partner, and that is a sacrifice, right? And now they're also career driven and they're doing things, but like it's starting to that boyfriend is becoming a paperweight, and they're trying to figure out what to do. It was nice to have because it was nice to like be able to go to the movies and go to dinner and do the boyfriend and girlfriend stuff, but like, you don't have to deal with that. So I think it's really just changing your perspective and not putting too much pressure on yourself. And now when you date, and if you have that feeling of like, I don't know, like I have nothing to lose. It's house money, you know. I might have. I don't know. Probably not gonna have fun, but maybe I'll be surprised. And when you get surprised, then you can really be like, you liking someone, because you're gonna be like, oh, I have all these priorities. So when you like someone like you're doing now, it's like, is it? And I feel like you're already doing this, and it's just good. When you like someone, you're asking yourself, is it really worth investing in this person or this relationship? Because I only have so much of my energy to invest. School, like future plans, traveling. You throw a boyfriend in there, that's going to take up some of your energy. And they sure better damn be worth it. at the age of 20, when even if you fall in love at 20, you guys are going to both grow, mature, and you have no idea if you're going to grow together or apart, and you might break up. So why put so much pressure on yourself to make having a boyfriend a big part of your life at this stage that is really meant for you to focus on your personal ambitions and goals? And if a boyfriend comes along, great, but why stress about not having one? You have so much other things going on in your life.
Yeah.
That's how I would look at it.
Yeah, no, it's good to hear.
Yeah. And if this is what I would tell 20-year-old me, who definitely didn't do that and definitely stressed about not, like, I mean, I had a serious girlfriend at the time, but every time we broke up, I was like beside myself about I was going to be alone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I would do. Just honestly, I just keep doing what you're doing and just take the pressure off and stop
Okay.
questioning yourself about whether you're being too picky.
Okay.
And when you date, start thinking to yourself, what are qualities I do like and what qualities I don't like? What are certain behaviors? How do I like to feel around certain people? Because that will help you as you continue to date on, finally like settling down with someone you really want to invest your energy in.
Yeah, right. Okay.
All right.
That's all I have. Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Good
I
luck.
appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Keep be the international business and marketing boss. Look forward to you H&M campaigns in the future.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right,
It was
take
nice
care.
to meet you,
You too.
Nick.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
How's it going?
Good. I'm Hannah. I'm 24.
Hi, Hannah. How can I help?
So basically, I've been friends with benefits with this guy for over a year now. I've only slept with him. I've gone on dates with other guys, but I've only been sleeping with him. He recently let me know he started sleeping with other girls, which I was okay with because he's single.
How did the friends with benefits start? Like, did you guys define that relationship?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we matched on Bumble and we hung out. And at the time, we both weren't ready for anything serious. So we just said friends with benefits. Like, that's what we agreed on at the time. And he's always been very honest about it, very open. I ended up catching feelings and I kind of denied it for a while to him and to myself because I knew that's not what he wanted. And then we just went on a trip across the country together as friends with benefits.
And that was after you developed feelings?
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm in love with him. Then recently he was drunk, like pretty recent, and he said that he also has feelings for me. He's just afraid to date because he doesn't want to ruin what we have. And when I asked, what does he mean by ruin what we have? We're practically dating already. He said he doesn't want to have strings to where he's worried about who I'm talking to and I'm worried about who he's talking to. And so I guess like what I'm just like confused about is like,
mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And then when I asked, he was just like, I just like the no strings part. Like, I just like not having strings.
No shit.
So I don't know. I like his company. I like hanging out with him. I obviously have strong feelings for him. And having this knowledge that he has feelings for me now, I kind of just think, well, we might as well just date. We practically are already dating. We've met each other's families. We do stuff other than just sleep together. It's not like that's strictly our relationship. We go out, we go to bars, we hang out, we watch movies. Like, I've met his family. And so I feel like he has feelings for me. I have feelings for him, but he doesn't want to date because that's his way of being like, I can still talk to other girls and sleep with other girls without being committed to you, I guess.
Of course. Me. When did he bring up that he's going to start hooking up with other women?
Well, he told me he slept with someone else. Right after we got back from our trip, he said he slept with someone else.
Okay. And when did he get drunk and say that he has feelings for you?
3 days ago.
After he told you he hooked up with someone else?
Yeah.
Okay. And when he said that to you, were you guys like hooking up while he said that?
No, we were just hanging out. We both had been drinking, and I don't remember how it got brought up initially, but he did say, no, like, I do have feelings for you. Like, I do care a lot about you. You're beautiful. And then yesterday we talked about it again when we were both sober. And that's when he said he's afraid to date me because he doesn't want to ruin things. So
What'd you say?
That's when I said, how are we going to ruin things? We're practically dating already. And that's when he said he just likes having the no strings attached.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I mean, it might ruin things. Is the truth, but that doesn't make him right. You know, things are already ruined, right? And that's what you need to say to him. What we had was fun. We enjoyed. We had this mutual friends with benefit situation for a period of time at work for us because we were both in a place where we didn't have relationships. At some point, because we hung out a lot and we were intimate and had fun and took road trips and experienced things and got to know each other, those feelings evolved and changed. Mine changed first and started developing feelings for you. And it sounds like maybe you've learned to like things about me, which is, nice to hear. And that is what, and so what you guys used to have, it no longer exists anymore, regardless. So he's being delusional to, I wouldn't tell him he's being delusional, but you could point it out without calling him delusional that like what we had, it was fun. I'm glad we had it. But now, because I feel the way I do, and it seems like you feel the way you do, we're never going back to that anymore. We can't pretend. It was nice to have no strings, but I know I can't pretend, and I don't know why you shouldn't want to pretend to not feel whatever it is you're feeling. It's hard to mask our feelings. I mean, we can mask our feelings for a short period of time, like we might be in a public situation or at work or whatever where we're feeling intense feelings and we suppress those feelings because it's just not the time to let those feelings show to, everyone around us. But that's the only real reasonable time to suppress your feelings. And suppressing feelings can actually, do damage to ourselves and our emotions and our mental health and things like that. If nothing else, just kind of make you sad and confused, and it will bring in toxic elements to a relationship. So, I don't know if you need to point that all out to him. You can just keep it simple and say, listen, what we had is fun. Now that I feel the way I do, like it no longer exists. So the only way to have me going forward is to date me, to be with me, to stop sleeping with other people.
Yeah. I think it just scares me to say that because I'm so scared that he won't. And then I just lose
He almost certainly, if you've listened to this show before, he won't respond. It'll probably take him some time. He's going to have to come around because he is so used to this freedom that he's been enjoying. And that's not necessarily a reflection of his feelings for you. It's just maybe, when we're giving a bunch of options, who doesn't want to enjoy options, Even if you have like a favorite cereal that you eat every day, once in a while you mix it up with, it's nice to always have some Cocoa Pebbles, if maybe we enjoy shredded mini wheats on the regular, but like mix it up once in a while. So, he's going to be saying no to that, and he's going to hope that you give in. And
I'm just okay with it.
You can't give in. You're going to be ruining, your chances of actually getting what you want. And what you won't be continuing what you had. You will be kind of in this new period of essentially purgatory of sacrificing your mental health and happiness and overall well-being for short-term gratification.
I think also he added the I don't want to date right now part, and I felt like that was his way of just giving me enough to stick around. Yeah. He's like, I'll just give her just enough. I'll say just the right thing for her to be like, well, he doesn't want to date me right now, but if I keep sleeping with him and let him sleep with other people, the time will come, and then it just might. It will
never come unless you make it happen. So here's what we don't know. How right now, he doesn't see you as someone. It's not clear to him to say, I want to make this person a priority right now, right? And what we don't know if that's just how he feels about you in general. And it's been a fun run, but it's just I never really want to make her a priority. Or if he just feels that way about you because he hasn't had to make you a priority. And now you have to see if he's willing to make you a priority by forcing him to make you a priority if he wants you in his life.
Yeah.
This whole time,
guess.
you've built a whole, and it's not like, it's not necessarily, it's not really his fault. It's, you guys created this, again, this hookup, this friends with benefit situation. That's the relationship he's used to with you. So it's going to take an adjustment. But to adjust, you have to force people to change their habits and get comfortable with a new reality. And, you don't do it abruptly. You don't be mean. You're just, again, like, and that's how I feel. And then if he says, well, why can't we just go back to the way we had? Because, hey, man, like, feelings change. That's how I feel about you. I assume that's how you feel. And yeah, in a perfect world, you want this, but I don't. And I hope that you care about me enough that you respect that I don't want to do this or I can't do this. I'll be upset. And I don't want to, and if you have the right to sleep with other people, if that's what you want to do, but I don't want you to start lying to me, and I don't want to worry about it, and I don't want to hear about it because I like you. So, this is the new world we're living in. Well, we had a good run. That was over, and now you just have to make a choice, like a grown-up.
And when he makes that choice, it's not the choice I want to hear. I should just cut him off.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. That's going to be so hard. It's I feel like a lot of girls go through it. I just feel like I'm going to lose a friend too, because we did build a nice friendship. So
no, you will be sad and you will have to mourn what will feel like a heartbreak, a breakup.
That's going to suck.
It will, but you'll be okay. And the fact that you choose to do it and the fact that you set a boundary and enforce it will help, because you will still feel good about your choices. You will feel good about the fact that you made a difficult decision, but you did it to help yourself and respect yourself. And you did it knowing that the alternative wasn't going to make you feel any better anyways. And at least it gives you a chance for him to come around, because doing the same thing, what you're doing now, is giving you no chance to give you what you want. And in fact, it will just be a slower, more painful death.
Yeah.
So you just have to remember that. And don't let him kick and scream. Don't let him, don't let him be mean, or throw a temper tantrum. And you just be calm, and you're just like, what do you want me to do? Well, and again, explain it to him. How would you, do you want me to just, do you want me to, you're expecting me to just pretend that you don't hook up with other women? And I appreciate it wasn't easy to do. A lot of guys would lie, but I also don't want you to stop lying. And I also don't want to pretend that you're not doing it. And that's just mental gymnastics for me, and it's just too hard. And I'm not mad at you. I am prioritizing my needs over yours, and I hope that's okay. And I'd love to prioritize our needs together, but if you don't want to do that, then I am going to have to prioritize my needs over yours, because right now you're prioritizing your needs over mine. And again, I'm not mad at you for it.
Right.
But you are asking me to prioritize your needs over my own by continuing to do what we're doing. And I'm just not okay with that. And if you can articulate that in a very calm, confident way, I'm not saying he's definitely going to come around, but he will definitely, it'll be a moment of this person's going to be okay without me. And that will get him to come around if he was ever going to come around. Because as soon as they're worried that you're going to be okay without them, they really start evaluating whether they're willing to let you go. But the alternative is when you kick and scream and cry and beg and negotiate and just be like, they're not worried. They're not. When you act like you won't be okay, they will think that you won't be okay. And yeah, the nice thing to do if someone cared about you would to come around, but they're not going to see it. Their ego is going to tell them, well, if they could be, if they're not going to be okay without you, then they don't deserve you. That's what their ego is going to tell them.
Yeah. That is all. Yep. It's going to be hard, but I don't want to make myself look dumb. I think that's my biggest
it's not
thing.
that you will look dumb. It's just that you will be hurting yourself. It'll just be a slow, dragged out thing. And while you might have to face some heartbreak and disappointment, you can still be proud of yourself for doing this.
Yeah. And I think it's time. It's been over a year. It's not like this has been going on for like 6 months. Like, it's been a while.
And while you're being sad, you can then start making that, hopeful and gratitude list and things like that. And you can focus on the things that he was unwilling to give you. And you can stop, glorifying the relationship and making it seem like he's irreplaceable or that he, has all these things you'll never find.
Oh, it's like you're reading my mind. I do that all the time.
I mean, you're human. It's like...
It's going to be my first, probably my first, real, I don't want to say heartbreak, but I've never felt hurt, from a relationship.
If you're going to feel it, you might as well do it with a little control. And by doing this, you'll have at least some control.
Yeah.
It'll be an act of taking your power back. And that will be, most people aren't that lucky to experience heartbreak while, maintaining some control and power immediately. They usually have to find that after the fact.
Yeah. I think that's what will make it better for me as a person too.
But if you do it and you are sad, do not let him come back without giving you everything you want. Don't give in to your moment of weakness and remember this moment right now that I will be really disappointed in you. And then eventually you'll be disappointing yourself because it will be that instant gratification that will end up hurting. It'll be just like any other hangover.
Yeah, I need to do it. You're right. I do. Everything you said is 100% true. And I think hearing it and talking about it with a biased person, that's not one of my friends or not my therapist, has really opened my eyes a lot more to it. So,
all right. Well, good luck. And there's a chance he comes around, but do not compromise on the boundary you just tried to set for yourself.
No, I'm not going to. This is what I need to do, and I should be with someone who wants to give me what I want. Like you said, if he cares about me enough, he should be able to do that, no problem. Those other girls shouldn't be more worth it than I am.
But just be careful when you say it. I mean, you can say that, but I would make it more about just be logical with him. I just don't want to, I have to prioritize my feelings over yours if we're not going to prioritize our feelings together. And you asking me to continue to do what we're doing is you asking me to prioritize your feelings over mine. And this is not fair. And I don't think you'd ask me to do that. And again, I don't want you to lie to me, and I don't want you, and you have the right to hook up with other people. And I'm not mad, but I just have to stop doing this because it's how I feel now. And I'm not going to apologize for my feelings. I'm not going to apologize that I think you're a great guy and that you're worth it to me. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. But I'm going to prioritize my feelings and just make it seem like you're definitely going to be okay. If you're going to cry after you're done talking to him.
Right.
If you're going to be sad with your friends. Don't let them know you're sad. Don't let them know you're crying. Don't let them know that, you'll be afraid that you're not going to find someone else like him. And you're going to feel all those things, but don't give him the satisfaction.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you.
Let us know how it goes.
Oh, I will be in your Instagram DMs right away.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening, guys. Don't forget to send those questions at asknick@castme.com, cast with a K. Thank you for listening. We always appreciate you spreading the good word about the show, posting on your social, telling your friends. It means a lot, and it does a lot. Erica Priscilla and her husband Scott on Wednesday for Going Deeper. You will not want to miss those episodes. I promise. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Before you go, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss any future videos like our Tuesday Bachelor recaps and Wednesday celebrity and expert interviews. See you next time.